Baby, Angel is going dark so he can catch Dexter up there in New York, and it's gonna be a time. Even though he said he was retiring, we know that's not the case. He had to do that because Angel is kind of known as that officer that is very by the book. He won't veer away from the law. And in order to catch Dexter, he's going to have to do what everybody else wouldn't do. Like, Dokes was still on the force. LaGuerta was still on the force. Angel's going to have to go dark so he can catch Dexter in the shadows. When I first started looking at this situation at the beginning of the season, I was like, Angel needs to leave this alone because I'm thinking about all the Miami Metro officers that went after Dexter and how they met their untimely demise. So I immediately went with, Angel, quit playing. Stop messing with Dexter before you end up just like them. But then I thought about it. I said, it's about time that Dexter actually does get caught this time. Like, it can't go on forever. And throughout all this time of watching Dexter, I've always had this thought that Dexter just will let all manner of things happen to people in order for him to find out if somebody fits the code or not so he could feed his urges. I was like, you don't care about these people? You're trying to feed that beast. So when this season rolled around and Angel popped up, I said, you know what? Let's see if he can do what the others did not. Because Dexter is slippery. And if I'm being honest, Angel is the perfect person to catch Dexter slipping. Outside of his perfectly placed name and slaying that dark passenger demon within him, he has so much history to pull from with Dexter. If we go all the way back, we could talk about the Tony Ferreira case. In Original Sin, when Dexter was an intern, Angel took him out to eat and he told him about Tony Ferreira. He said, I know that he did this, but I just couldn't solve the crime. So then Dexter decided to do his own research, did undercover work on Tony Ferreira, figured out that he actually was the killer, and then took him out. But he was very sloppy in Original Sin. That was like his second or third kill. So he didn't have the experience to understand the alligators may not eat all of this. Well, they didn't eat the whole body, and Miami Metro found the arm floating around in Alligator Alley. And when Angel recognized that it was Tony Ferreira, he wanted to do more digging. And guess who was there to redirect him? Good old Dexter. The fact that he's been doing this since he was an intern is crazy. Now, of course, Angel didn't think anything of it because he was cool with Harry and they were in fact looking for a missing kid. And it was a high profile case, so it was definitely more of a priority. But if he ever wanted to go back, I bet you there's evidence to find. Then you had this conversation about Dokes. And Dokes, even though he is very volatile and all this other kind of stuff, he was very good at his job. He had great intuition, saw right through Dexter. And other people around him, including Angel, heard how he talked to Dexter. And the moment he got real close to Dexter, done called him out, said, hey, I think you are the Bay Harbor Butcher. He unfortunately passes in an explosion and is framed as the Bay Harbor Butcher. And the team doesn't really believe it, but they have to because the evidence is pointing at him. But LaGuerta absolutely does not believe this because she knows him on an intimate level. And he also told her that he believed that Dexter was the Bay Harbor Butcher. So she never really believed that. And for good reason, because later on she found one of those blood slides that the Bay Harbor Butcher would normally keep at the church that Dexter and Deb burned up. So she started building her case against Dexter. Even got Hector Estrada released as bait. And then she arrested Dexter because she thought he had taken him out, but he didn't yet. So when she walked Dexter into Miami Metro in handcuffs, everybody was losing it. They were like, girl, what are you doing? She was looking crazy and looked like she was trying to set Dexter up, so he was free to go. They were trying to humble LaGuerta after that one. Batista tried to tell her to drop it. He invited her to his New Year's Eve party so she could start repairing her reputation with the squad. And it wasn't just any old New Year's Eve party, it was his actual retirement party. But he ended up not retiring because LaGuerta got murdered. Now, she might have been his ex-wife, but that doesn't change the fact that she was the love of his life at one point in time. They were still cool. And she confided in him. Knowing him, he probably looked over the evidence report so many times and running through scenarios. And then in the last season of the original series, Deb dies and Dexter disappears with her body. And that was already weird in itself. But what brought Angel back to life is getting a call from Angela in Iron Lake, whose only interaction with him was when they met at a conference. But she too is also investigating Dexter because she thinks he's the Bay Harbor Butcher. And it doesn't even matter that she recanted the story once you got there. The fact that she said this in the first place is the issue. See, now it's bringing up old memories, and everybody can't be lying on Dexter. And another motherfucking thing. When Angel got up to Iron Lake to check on Dexter in the hospital, it was a very brief reunion, but Angel had questions for Dexter. And when I tell you Angel was grilling the hell out that man in that hospital, look, Dexter was like, oh my gosh, this PT was really just killing me today. I gotta take a nap. I'm tired. I bet you were. But Angel was like, cool. Well, I'll be back tomorrow. So we could chat more then. Dexter was already plotting his escape. He'll try to say it was for Harrison, but we see Dexter right now in the season and he is having big fun in the big city. He didn't want to deal with Angel anymore. And Angel was pissed because he came back like he said he would. And Dexter committed 2 crimes that day. 1, he wasted 45 minutes of a shower that he did not take. And 2, he wasted 45 minutes of Angel's time. So you know Angel's ready to come see him about that, because now he definitely believes he has something to hide. And I, for one, can't wait to see how this all unfolds. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Angel's going to be the one that can finally catch Dexter? Or do you think he's going to meet the same demise as the other Miami Metro officers? And if so, do you think it's going to be Dexter that does it, or you think Harrison going to take him out? I personally think he's going to be the one that brings Dexter to justice, because he wants to avenge his Miami Metro folks, and he's not going to let this go easily. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Hit that like button. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.